welcome to Jessika Olivia Makes, a podcast with me, Jessika, about my textile crafts and life on Gotland. You can find me as usual on Instagram as Jessika Olivia Skapar and on Ravelry as Jessika Olivia. For more details about my knitting projects, you can find more information in the description box below and links to Ravelry and things like that. I have started school since 2 weeks ago, so I want to share a little bit about what happened in school. I want to talk about knitting, sewing, natural dyeing, ecoprinting, and so on. I want to know what you're excited about during this coming season. If you're going into autumn or if you're going into springtime maybe. But I want to hear about what's your ongoing projects and hopes for the new season that is ahead of us. And I'm very happy for all likes and comments and subscribers. Yeah, as usual. Welcome to this episode. Today I'm wearing my finished vest. This is the Pelika vest, a design from Rosa Pomar. And I have knitted this in a 3-ply Swedish wool yarn in this mustard yellow that is called buttercup yellow, dyed on grey wool. It's missing bottoms, so I haven't attached bottoms yet, but the whole piece is finished knitted as you can see. It's a little bit cropped. Today I'm wearing it with a long sleeved shirt, and I think that combination is very nice. I want to attach some bottoms. I can show you what I'm working on, because we had a tree that was falling down through a storm that we had like 1 month ago, and I want to preserve some parts of that tree. So I chopped off some branches to make some bottoms. So I have just started. I have some here. It's very hard to show. Maybe I can show some. They're not finished yet, but I'm started to carve them. So it's like small bottoms like this. So either I'm going for these round ones like this, or maybe they are a little bit too small. Then I have an option for more like toggles, so I'm gonna even them out and make some holes, of course, so I can attach them. So maybe I want to add these ones. That'd be nice. I don't know yet, but I will find out soon what I like, and maybe I want even to dye them, naturally dye the bottoms as well. But that's something I'm working on. So I have little samples of carved pieces here that I'm working on, and then I have another finished piece. And this is a summer cardigan. This cardigan I knitted for my mom. The yarn is sponsored from the Swedish brand called Järbo Garn. And the yarn is a cotton and linen blend. It's called Colin, so cotton linen. And in this light olivey shade. The design is called Vingfjäll, and it's a design by Ellen Furderer for Järbo Garn, and it's a free pattern that you can download on their webpage or throughout Ravelry. So it's a cardigan work from the bottom down with a little V-neck construction and a dropped shoulder with I-cord edges around the whole cardigan, and even I could bind off down here. The pattern calls for a cropped version with shorter sleeves, but my mom wanted to have it with jeans and long sleeves. So I made that version for her, and she's very happy with the results. And it's a very nice material, thin, nice material, because this yarn is quite thin as well. It's 400 meters on 3.5 millimeters needles. I also have some other yarn that I got sponsored from Järbo, and it is this yarn. So they have just launched their autumn collections from Järbo Garn and Svarta Fåret, and this is Swedish wool 4-ply in this it's the same yarn like in this vest, but this is a 4-ply and this is a 3-ply. And yes, this is the 4-ply, and it's the colorway is log house brown, and I got to pick a pattern and they send me the yarn. So I picked this pattern. This is the Codger vest, and the designer is Ellen Furderer for Järbo Garn. So this is a classic vest in thick wool with some nice details like these braids, the cables, and this mossed stitch. And this is also a free pattern you can download on Ravelry or their web pages. So it's knitted from the bottom up, splitted for armholes and joined in the shoulders. So I have started with the ribbing. It has a twisted rib down here and this moss stitch pattern, and the cables on the sides and cables in the back, and it's front and back, as you can see. And it's okay when it's this stitch pattern. So I'm looking forward to this knitting. It's a very fun knitting. This is just a couple of hours knitting of this, so I think that will be quite fast knit. And I don't think I want to have it as long as they show in the pictures. I think I want to have it a little bit more cropped. As you saw here, she have pretty low-waisted jeans, but I want to have it with high-waisted pants. So maybe I will skip 10 centimeters or so. I also got some new yarn to try out, and this yarn is from Svarta Fåret. This is a non-superwash wool yarn with tweed. So the tweed dots are viscose in this beige creamy color with all of the colors of the tweed specks. They had a suggestion to knit this hat from this yarn. So I got 2 skeins of 50 grams, so 100 grams in total, and that will be enough to knit a ribbed hat. The hat is also a free pattern, and it's called the Calgary hat. And this wool yarn is called Ulrika Tweed, and it's a DK yarn with 200 meters in 100 grams. I have started to make this ribbed hat, as you can see. I have it on a short circular needle with my little lamps, stitch stoppers, and with a little mushroomy stitch marker here. And I think the yarn knitted up is very funny. I like it a lot. I think that would be a nice autumn spring hat. So very fun to test out this yarn. And that was all for the sponsored yarn. This is a long-term sweater, almost a UFO, but this is Kelly genser with a split in the sides. So it have a quite of a split. So it's like just like 10 centimeters body, and then you split. And now I'm working the twisted rib for the back, and I think it's nearly finished. And then I'm working the front and the sleeves. So hopefully I can wear this sweater in wintertime, but I hope to finish it in September or October. So I just want to show you that I'm working on it. So maybe that will give me a little push forward. Last time I showed you that I was working on a test knit for Liv Ulven, or I just finished it. And now I'm working on a second sample. So the last one I worked in 2 strands of nutiden, and it's the same for this one as well. But this time I'm working it in a darker brown color. So this is a chocolatey brown color, and you will see a theme that I have a lot of brown things ongoing. And I have added some stick stitches in the middle of the front because it's a cardigan. So now it's looking a little bit funky with all the stitch markers and things like that. And here I have small foxes. So I'm knitting this in the round, working on the raglan and the increases for the v-neck. 2 strands together of this nutiden colorway Gunvald. Very nice, rich brown color. So not so much about this one, but I'm working on this one. And then I saw a very nice picture on Instagram with a knitted set from Spektakelstrikk with knitted pants and knitted sweater. And I fell in love. So it was like one sample in brown, and I was imagining myself in a chocolatey brown set with pants and a sweater to be cozy in the whole winter season. So I made some swatches with yarn that I had at home, and I ended up pairing this alpaca silk from Rauma garn and this alpaca yarn from Järbo. So this one's together, so a DK and this alpaca silk, so like a worsted combination made into pants. So I have the amount to make both pants and sweater. And I have started on the pants. You knit the waistband and then you insert this stretchy waistband thing inside. This is very stretchy and it's like double folded. So you knit the waistband together and then you start working on the bottom part. So this is the front and this is the back. So the back is worked with short rows, so you will have a higher rise for the bottom part. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And now I'm working on some increases, and then you're gonna split for 2 legs, and then it's just gonna be like straight legs. So will be a lot of knitting in the round, but it's on quite big needles. It's on 4.5mm needles. In the pattern it says 5mm needles, but I think I got a nicer fabric with 4.5. And when I split it for the 2 legs, I'm gonna start with the sweater as well. So I'm gonna work a little bit parallel with both pants and sweater. So that's an ongoing project. And as I told you last time, I have started school. So I took a pause from my day job and now I'm studying textile crafts, and it's super funny. I have just been there for 2 weeks, so we have just started, but we have already done quite a lot of things. And to begin with, we have done some sewing. We are 14 in the class, and all of us can have one digital like new machine each, and then we have some overlock and cover lock machines to share. We also have 5 industrial sewing machines that are quite old and heavy, but they are working like they've never done something else. But they are a little bit hard to use because there is no manuals, and if something is going wrong, it's very hard to fix it. To start off the sewing part, to learn the machines, we were going to do some projects for like a bag or a purse or something that you can use to store things, whatever thing that you need to have. So first up, I made a little tote bag in this orangey fabric with those handles, quite sturdy handles. And then I found this crocheted tabletop, and I made it into a little pocket. This is a pocket, the outside here. I made a little nice detail, I think. I made some small notion bags, like in this triangle shape. What can you say? Like a 3D triangle. And this fabric is very nice with these autumn leaves, and with a zipper, and then with some lining in yellow, and I added my initials like this. And I also made another version in this brown beige with a green zipper, a little bit more sturdy material, little cutie bags, notion bags. And I also made a lunch bag. So this is a little bag for my lunchbox. hard to show when there's nothing in the bag. But I had this nice rhubarb leaf print that I like very much. And I added a little bottom here to close it. And some lining with this green, very nice little cute bag. What do you think? What do you think? And then the teacher wanted us to do some things in stretchy fabrics. So I went for a little yoga top in just a plain black jersey material, like this. Simple one. And some matching like yoga pants. It's very hard to show when it's not on a body. But like this, like yoga pants. Actually, first week of school, day 2, we took our minibuses and packed in all materials and things to do some natural dyeing. So we went to a beach down south of the island, and we were natural dyeing on the beach for a whole day, and it was a super nice weather, and we have some lunch there, and it was super cool. So I can show you meantime some pictures from that day. We were natural dyeing some fabrics, like textile samples, and then some wool yarn and some embroidery yarn. Yeah, and those materials that we're gonna use later during the autumn for knitting and for embroidery and things like that. And I also got a book to review, and this book is in Swedish, so I'm not gonna talk long time about it. If you know Swedish, because I know that I have some viewers from, for example, Norway or Finland and things like that, so maybe you know a little bit of Swedish and then you can easily read this book. But it also have a very nice pictures, and it doesn't have so much text, so if you want to, you can just translate like the basic recipes and things like that, so that would be okay. But this is a new Swedish book, and I guess this is the first book in Swedish that covers ecoprinting by Vanessa Hansén, and it's Oda Laget Bokförlag that have published this book, and it's all about ecoprinting, some different projects that you can do with ecoprinting, and like a reuse or use second-hand textiles, printing on old t-shirts or tablecloth or pillowcases, or yeah, whatever you have at home. And it's included recipes, including sewing projects, and yeah, have the aftercare and everything in the book. So it's a very nice book, and I can show you some pictures of socks that she had been dyeing with Coreopsis flowers, and she's covering how to build your own flower press, how to make a very nice tablecloth dyed with raspberry leaves. Nice pictures. Pillowcases with birch leaves. And this is very nice, like an oak leaf t-shirt. So I can highly recommend this book if you want to know more about ecoprinting and how I'm doing my ecoprints. the recipe in this book is quite similar to the recipe that I'm using. So if you want to learn how to do your own eco prints, this is a very nice book to have in hand. So thank you Vanessa and Ordalaget Förlag for this review example. I have actually done some eco printing, so I can show you some samples that I made myself. So this is a sample of a tablecloth in cotton fabric that I have dyed with fennel leaves and some fennel crowns and these other leaves here. So it's actually like a mirror print. So here you can see that it's a mirrored effect. This is the middle of the mirror. Very nice, right? And here is another sample that I used like a barrier fabric to make this background color. And this is the madder root extract that I used. And this is like a wild blackberry leaf, and this is the mulberry leaf, rose leaf, coreopsis flowers on one type of cotton fabric. And this is another type of cotton fabric that got a much brighter pink color and brighter green colors as well. Kind of like this. And I very like this sample as well. This is a background color with the oak gall. So if the oak gall extract is blended with water and come in contact with the air, it oxidizes and it can be black, totally black, depending on the concentration. And this concentration got like a quite dark gray, almost purpley color. And this is linden leaves that I printed on this one. I have also natural dyed some fabrics for quilting. And I have this another beautiful book that I've talked about before. This is not sponsored. I have brought this book by myself. And this is a book of Farm and Folk. She explains how to naturally dye fabrics and how to make projects like quilts and things like that. So I highly recommend her to check her out on Instagram and her book. And the book is in English, so it's very available. I found it in Swedish. It was very easy to buy it in Swedish as well. She's hosting a sew-along right now. It's called Folk Sampler Sew-along, and it's the hashtag as well. She is publishing 1 quilt square a week, and now we're up to, I think, like 18 squares. So it has been running since springtime. So you can collect which squares you want to sew and sew them together, or just make 1 or make 4 and make it into a pillowcase or whatever. But I think I want to make a quilt top for the beds. And the fabric that I have naturally dyed for this is plenty. I'm gonna show you. This is a lot of cotton fabric that I have been naturally dyeing. I just want to show you quick about this one. Yes, all of them are cotton. So if you are naturally dyeing on some other materials, there will be some other results. And I pre-treated the fabrics with a tanning bath and in a alum bath. aluminium sulfate bath, and then I have dyed in the different dye baths. I grow a lot of Coreopsis flowers, so this is the Coreopsis flowers. This is the strong bath, the first bath, and this is the second bath, and this is the third bath. So from the same color bath, because in the end it will not be any pigment left in the dye. It's very nice rusty colors, and I did the Coreopsis once more, and then it turned out a lot more mustardy yellow. So this was the more rusty, and this is more mustardy, but the same flower. Yes. And this was the second and third bath. Darker and lighter shades. Here is Rudbeckia that I also grown just outside here my window. Rudbeckia. And the tannin bath that I have used for this ones are Opal. And then I treated some fabrics afterwards with iron sulfate. So this is Rudbeckia with alum, and this is Rudbeckia with alum and iron. This one is dyed with dahlia flowers, like the very dark red dahlia flowers. These two brownish shades. Then we have some aspen leaves, bordered with alum, and after bath with iron. Very nice shades of yellow and green. This one is common reed with alum and with iron. And the last one is madder root, a strong concentration of madder root extract. And this is the second bath and the third bath. So it's a madder pink instead, or a little bit like apricot color. So this is actually the second one, and this is the third, like this. So now I have a lot of fabric to work with, and so nice things with. And one plan that I have is to make a quilt. So the inspiration and like the dye recipes is taken from this book. This is the Farmen Folk. This woman who makes beautiful content on Instagram, and she's a natural dyer, she's a farmer, and she wrote this book and all about natural dyeing and making quilts. And she have a sew-along right now that is called the Folk Sampler Sew-along. Check out the hashtag on Instagram. It's beautiful versions out there. She's publishing one quilt square a week. So now I think it's like 18 squares until now, from springtime to until now. And you can pick whatever quilt squares you want to make, and you can make a small cushion cover or something, and you can make a big king size bed quilt top. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, or just make samples for fun. But I think I want to make a bigger piece for this one, because I have a lot of fabric, as you saw, and maybe it will be some other products as well. But I highly recommend you to check out Farmer Folk if you haven't already. This book is not sponsored, I bought it myself. This was a long episode, and I'm very thankful for you that you've been here, that you'll like, comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. See you here soon again. So bye bye for now and see you next month.